Hey, welcome back to another tutorial for my class again. We're going to create a hollow object, and you're doing this because in my class you're going to be asked to 3D model a birdhouse, and you can't just put a box on the screen, you got to hollow it out, right? So today we're going to try that with a cylinder, and we're actually going to, I was thinking about, because I'm working outside planting vegetables and stuff like that. I did that actually all day yesterday before this video. So we're literally going to hollow out a cylinder, right? We're going to put a hole in it, which will basically be like the spout, and then we're going to put a handle on the other side. So this is what I'm asking you to do. All right, so let's jump into TinkerCad and get that done. So the first thing I'm going to do is call it assignment 7. And again, just click on one of them, hit the backspace, I'm going to update the grid to inches again because I'm actually going to use inches this time. All right. Now, I haven't given you a specific size for this, but it's going to look something like this, right? I'm going to bring over this cylinder, and I'm going to drop the ruler on the work plane. Okay. And I'm just going to go with a nice round size. This is going to be a small one, obviously, so it'd be like a scale model, because the ones I have are, they're good 12 inches long by maybe 6 inches wide by 12 inches tall. And I don't want to make anything that big in TinkerCad here. I could do it in millimeters, I suppose, but it would be kind of tiny. So I'm just going to kind of cut that in half, right? I'm just going to use a cylinder. So I'm going to just make nice, easy numbers and just go 6. No, people won't like that. So I'm going to go with 7. Let's see what 7, and how about 6 inches tall looks like. Yeah, see, the problem is that looks really big, but that's okay. And if you ever wanted to make your grid bigger, you can hit Edit Grid. See where it says width and length? I mean, I can always change that. Let's just do that now, just to show you how to do it. Let's just do 12 by 12. So now it's 12 inches by 12 inches, and when I update that, see that? It sits on the grid a whole lot better. So this is my cylinder, and I don't think any other shape, maybe a polygon might work if you wanted to try the polygon. I don't really think any other shape's really going to work so well for this. So what I want to do is hollow this object out. And back here in TinkerCad, or in Schoology, what I was asking you to do was 6/10 of an inch bottom, and then the 6/10 of an inch thick body, or if you will, the sides of the cup, but it's the body of the cup, right? Well, how the heck do I get 6/10? Well, this is where you're going to put all those tools together that you've learned. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to duplicate it. This way I don't have to drag a second one on and make it the same size. See, now I have 2 cylinders. I'm going to make one of these cylinders a hole. Right here. That's what's going to hollow out on the inside. And in order to get walls that are 6/10 of an inch thick, I really just have to make this cylinder 6/10 of an inch less than my real cylinder. Okay, so let's turn that into money, right? 6/10 of a dollar is 60 cents, right? So if I have $7 and I take away 60 cents, what do I have left? And I can hear you all saying it at home, $6.40. So I'm going to make the side, or the length here 6.4, and the width 6.4. Okay, and then I'm actually, since I want a 6/10 of an inch bottom, I'm going to come over here where it says 0, because that's showing me that it's sitting on the ground, and I'm going to raise that off the ground 6/10 of an inch, 0.6. Now, all I have to do, highlight the 2 of them, use my align tool that we've already learned. Why do you think I had you do center and center so many times, right? Come on now. What's going on here? Center and center. There we go. Now take a look at that. It doesn't come through the bottom because I raised it up off the ground. And it's 6/10 of an inch all the way around. And all I do at this point, group it together. And just like that, I've made a cup. All right. Now, if that was too fast, hit the pause button, right? Rewind, scrub back a couple of seconds, and take a look at that. But really, again, I can just undo it. I made this 6/10 of an inch less than this one, 6.4 and 6.4, and this one's 7 and 7. I centered it. I grouped it. Just like that. So you can do that with any shape. You can do that with a box. You can do it with a polygon. Some other shapes are a little bit more like, you don't really get the same effect with the pyramid because of the way it's shaped and those intricacies, the details there. But it works pretty well. All right. Now let's go ahead and put a hole in it. All right, so to put a hole in the side, we're basically, instead of putting a spout, I just want to show you how to put a hole, and basically that's because I'm going to ask you to put a hole in the birdhouse project, but it would work the same too. So I'm going to use the work plane, and it doesn't matter where I pick because it's kind of a circle, right? But I'm going to want the handle to go on the opposite side. So if I pick this, you see how there's kind of flat spots. If I pick this one here, I'm going to put the handle directly across from it. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line up. Just put the work plane right there on the side. Now in the directions, I ask you to put a 1/2 inch hole in the side of the cylinder. Okay, a 1/2 inch hole. So what that means is I am going to pick a shape. I'm trying to think what would work best. Should I do, maybe just do a square? How about just a square, I guess. So the box and cylinder already have a hole made out of them. But let's just say, you know what, let's just say I wanted to do a polygon because I want to show you that you can turn any one of these into a hole. So I'm going to pick a polygon and just put it right here. And actually that might actually work good because it's got that thing, the point at the bottom. So a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch is just this. Right now it's 1 inch by 0.866. So 866 thousandths, right? So I'm just going to change this to 0.5, which is a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to change this to 0.5, which is a 1/2 inch. And now I've got a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch hole. And it doesn't go all the way through, so I do have to push it all the way through, which you just kind of grab a hold of this cone and you push it through. Now make sure it's all the way through. Perfect. And then you just come up here where it says solid, change it to hole. And then group it together. So click off of it here. I'm going to highlight both of it. Both items, and I'm going to group them together. So it's a group within a group within a group now at this point, right? So you can see there's the hole. That might be a little small, but that's okay. The birdhouse we're doing is for tiny, tiny birds. And a 1/2 inch hole, amazingly enough, some small birds can get into. So then I'm going to put the handle directly across from it, right? So I'm just going to spin it around, and I'm going to look on this side, and I'm going to put it directly across from it. I mean, if you get it off one or two, it's no big deal. But it's going to pour better if it's directly across from it. So again, I'm going to put the work plane on the side. Now you can do whatever you want here. You can just put a square handle on. You could put one of these round things and cut it in half. It's totally up to you. Why don't we do this? Make our lives easier. How about I just put a box on there? Right? And bear with me. Watch what happens. And I'm going to make that box, 5 inches tall. Okay? I'm going to break it down. Perfect. Okay? And then I'm going to make it, how about, where's my depth right there? How about, I don't know, 3 inches wide. Okay, perfect. See that? Now you can't really pick that up, but I don't have to worry about flipping any shapes. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to center it. Okay, so I'm going to click off. I'm going to drop the work plane on the ground, make it a little easier to see. I'm going to highlight the two of these, and I'm going to do my align tool. And I think if I center it this way, there we go, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is put a hole in the side of this. So I'm going to put the work plane right here on the side of it. And I'm going to put a box right here on the side of it. And I'm just going to make it bigger. And obviously we don't want it to, we want it to actually have a handle, right? Now I could do exact measurements. Like this one was what? This one was 5 inches tall. So how about we make this one 3.5 inches tall? Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I do want to line these two up, but I want to line it up on the left-hand side, right? And then once I line it up, I want to go ahead and push this through. Actually, you know what? Without even pushing it through, how about I just make it wider? How about I make it, 4 inches wide? And now I can just push it through. And then all I got to do is group these two. Now, I don't care how you make the handle, but that's an easy handle. That's an easy handle to make. And it looks more like a mug, but you know, just go with it, okay? I wanted to show you a couple of things. The main thing with this video was to hollow it out and to put the hole in the side, but it kind of didn't really look normal, right? But then you got a handle on it. So you can have a mug, you could have a spout, you know, and then you could actually put a spout on it if you really wanted, but not necessary. And that's pretty much it. So the tools that you were looking for was how to hollow out an object and how to put a 1/2-inch hole in the side. I went ahead and spiced it up by adding a handle, okay? And then of course you can change the colors to whatever you want. You know, let's do capital blue and white for the handle. How about that? So there's my CMS mug or my CMS watering can. You can put the CMS logo on the side, that type of thing, right? All right, y'all. Let me know if you have any trouble, and I'll see you next time. Bye.